So we are on 20. That's I-90 right there. And this is as if we were following the railroad from Simpson to Stewartville. And I think we found some rail bed. There's Bob up there. There he is. That's definitely rail bed right there. You can see how that's been cut off. And the farmer has erased that whole thing from this field. It's following I-90. It's I-90 again. You can see our trucks up there. Bob's way up there. That's our rail bed at this point, going to Simpson this way. Out that way.
No railroad ties or anything, but...
Nothing?
Nothing. And this wasn't a bridge. I think this is just cut out from the road.
Okay. Pretty grown in up there?
Yeah, but you can... I mean, we're on a raised bed.
This gives you an idea of how high up the bed is at this point. And would have been pretty much slapping right next to I-90 at this point. There he is. Yeah. So this keeps going. But I don't know if this is property affiliated with the, you know, how far is the easement from I-90? There's your highway right up there. So we're slapped right next to it. Pretty cool history, eh? If you can walk it or touch it. So just for reference, you see about where those trees are over there, it'd be coming from that direction. I'm on a gravel road. I don't know the name of it, but I'm out near the airport here in Rochester, and crosses the road here. This would be your old rail bed right here. It's going to go out by those trees and it's going to turn and head into Stewartville. Right in there.
Actually, looks kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. So we have been all over the place on some of these gravel roads. That's 63 out that way. And to the right it'd be Rochester and the left is Stewartville. And we're on a dead-end gravel road again. And this is your rail bed here. Straddling that tree line and the fence. It almost looks like they put the fence on top of the rail bed. It's going out that way. And actually that is private property. So that's our rail bed there, and if you followed that, that would bring you behind the airport. And that was my last stop where you see the rail bed and the cut. And if I turn around, this is our rail bed on the other side of the street. And I'll give you another look. It follows a fence line. And we are almost in Stewartville. There's another look straight on as if we were on the rail bed. Right in there. So we've been connecting dots on the map, and I'll when I get back home, I'll make maps for the video, of course, but I think we're gonna just head into Stewartville. There's a dog park over there, and I think we're gonna see what we find there. So our next stop will be in Stewartville. So this is all rail bed that we're seeing back in there. In the back. There's a rail tie right there. Now here's something that looks pretty old. So we are across 90. I think just on the other side of this, I think is a dog park or something. I'm not sure exactly where the dog park is. I know they can bring leaves and stuff like that back here in Stewartville, so that's where we're at, and that is definitely pretty cool looking.
Over,
Yeah.
you'll get a nice view.
So I'm gonna walk around the other side of this and catch up to you. So we are at Rolling Ridge Park. I'm thinking this must be the park right here, over there. And this, my friends, is railroad bed. That's right. So we're going to take a little walk down and see what we can see. I wanted to see from the top a little bit, but I'm going to walk around. So that's what I saw from the other side, and then I decided to come around. Is that cool or what? Give you an idea how tall this is.
You can leapfrog the rocks and walk all the way through.
I can walk all the way through this thing. Huh? This is all right. Although I don't think I'd want to walk through. But
I already did. These are all solid. Except for this one. Even this one's solid.
yeah, there's about 2 feet taller than Bob is. Uh-huh.
These are some big blocks to move.
Yeah, look at the size of the ones on the bottom.
When they moved them here.
Uh-huh. They started off with 2 rows of the big ones, and then they went to smaller ones.
Suppose they brought them in as far as they could on rail and then just drug them with horses?
Yeah. Okay, so I did walk through. But I'm not going to try and go any further because I don't need my feet wet. Wonder how much water comes through here, which way it's going. It's coming, it looks like it's flowing this way from that pond.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff. Look at that ceiling, huh? Isn't that beautiful? This is so awesome.
I don't remember the year, but whatever year this was built, guys in here.
So, well,
Mortar in by hand.
1900.
1900 was.
1900 is when they put the line in from Rochester to. Oh no, this would go back before 1900.
Yeah, this is from Hiawatha to Stewartville main line.
So, wow.
Yeah.
I'll find the date and plug it in.
And that's when the fellas were in here putting this mortar in here that I'm touching today. And that, to me, is really cool. I should quit breaking it.
So Bob noticed this. Bob noticed this. I didn't notice it, but Bob did. Check out these little points in all the stones. Yeah.
Almost like they made a spot to grab it with something.
Every stone has some kind of point on it where a little divot.
Assuming the same on the other side.
There's a divot here, divot there, one over there. Every stone's got one. Like maybe they use that to lift it with something. That could be to lift them into place. So what do you think, guys? We're thinking maybe not quite 150 years old. What do you guys think? Yeah. So that's coming from Rochester, from Simpson, coming from Simpson. I just love these pieces of history. They last forever. So this is about my 5th time out here in Stewartville. It's the most times I've ever been anywhere to try and get some video. It's either raining or something's happening. And yeah, we're following the railroad from Simpson into Stewartville, and Bob was with me for a while, and now he's pretty busy, so I'm gonna finish this up myself. So I am on a golf course now. So I believe that this bridge is part of the old railroad bed. So I'll put up another map here while I walk over there. Okay, yes, this is so cool. So that's the parking lot. I parked my truck over there. That's their building. I went into the pro shop and explained what I was going to do. He showed me where to go. I asked those guys over there if I could come out here because they're ready to golf, or I said, I'll wait for you. And he said, no, you got plenty of time. I'm trying to do this without getting beamed, you know. This is so cool. Okay, so this is, you might say, ruins of the old railroad. Okay, is that cool or what? They made it into a bridge, of course, to get across this river and put a new top on it. Isn't that so cool? This is so awesome. I'm looking for, you know, the oldest things I can find. I don't see anything along the shore here, but I think once we get to the other side, yeah, what do you think those are? So here's another look from the other side. Is that cool? Ah, it's history right there, man. I've been asking these guys, where should I stand? Am I in your way? You know, listen, I don't want to be in anybody's way. Isn't this awesome? I know, I keep saying that. Now these are, you know, concrete, but early on these would have been wood trestles, and I did find some right down there. So, you know, I'll bet those go back into the 1800s, man. That's so cool. One last look. So that's the bridge I just came over. And this would have been all up here. This would have been up as high as that bridge. A lot of this area is all changed, you know. But this is railroad bed. So we're gonna go up here a little ways, and just so we can see it. Yeah. Yep. I don't know what this, is that a tree? No, that's a post of some kind. A couple of them. There's another one over there. You can see some iron on it. I'm not sure if it's railroad related or not. But we are on the railroad bed, so I'm going to just walk down a little ways. So that's the way I came from. And it's opening up a little bit, but look at this. This is your railroad bed. And that's your golf course down there. And I'm being attacked by mosquitoes. And I'm going to walk up over here a little bit more. Isn't this so cool? This is how they incorporated the old railroad bed. They chopped a hole here. There's another one out there. I'm not going to go much further. But yeah, that's railroad bed. It looks like it was starting to curve. That's just so cool. So that fella over there just hit his ball from here in this area out that way. So this gives you an idea, you know, the golf course and then the railroad. This is just awesome. Maybe I should have got one of them, hey? So I'm in the pro shop. This is where I got my permission. That nice feller down there, right there. He's gonna give me a little tour, so I'm gonna go with him. So he brought me upstairs here. This is their event center. Check out that ceiling, will ya? This is so cool. And he told me I could get a better view of the golf course from up here. Yeah, this is so cool. Yeah, right there. We just saw that. That's awesome, isn't it? Lots of mosquitoes today. You know, in all the places I've been, I've never had to battle mosquitoes, but here, I wish I would have had some off. So I walk down, I'm on 4th Street and 2nd Street, and I think this is the same street that you'll find on the earliest map I have. Just looking at it from that direction. And that doorway there, that garage door, that's probably where the street went back in the day. So all of this is new stuff here since the first day the railroad came in with the streets. I'm gonna take a walk down that way next. So I'm not 100% positive, but there's a little knoll out here in front of us, and I'm thinking this is probably the area where the railroad came through. And don't forget there were sidings and spurs in here. Look at what's behind me here. I don't know how old that building is. Now I'm going to put up a couple of maps first, and you'll notice that behind me is 2nd Street, and this one here shows up as 1st Street, and then there's Main Street. But when you look at the old map, that's not 1st Street. That's a different street on that map. And 1st Street probably would have been about where I'm standing. Probably about where I'm standing is where 1st Street was according to that old map. So somehow they've moved that street or something. So it just causes me to have a lot of confusion. You know, There should be another street in between First Street and their main street, but there's not. So I'm thinking that's the first street you see on the map, and then First Street is actually over here. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna bet that the depot was right in this area here. I'm thinking First Street was probably on this side of me somewhere, and the depot was in here. And I could be totally off, but this is my bet. This is my bet. This is where the depot is. So I'll put up a few photos so you can see it. There was a depot here that burnt down, and it was just off of 4th Street here. And I think that depot that burned was right here, and I think the new one was built pretty much in the same spot. So I'll put up a couple of pictures for you. You look at the maps and you decide what was going on over there with those streets. And then I'll put up a map of today. I still wonder how old that building is. So here's your photos that I'm thinking were right about here. Everything comes to an end somewhere, right? Yeah, it sure took me a long time to get this one done, and I apologize, but everything seemed to get in the way. But it's done now. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on my next one.